Hello, everybody. Welcome back to YGG SPL Into the Splinterlands, our weekly podcast where we get together and we talk whatever in the world is going on in the world of Praetoria. My name is Roguepatton. I am joined by my co-host tonight, Damour. Hello, Damour.
Hello, everybody.
I am also joined by a personal favorite of mine, but probably the world's most hated battle mage at the moment, Tails from the Cryptmancer. How you doing, brother? You doing all right? All your limbs, all your toes, everything intact?
So far, so good, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, brother. And then the stash himself, the most generous man in Praetoria that I know. Welcome, Lorcus. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing better now.
Yeah!
Opening some beers. That's
Perfect.
exciting.
Hey!
Hey,
There he is. What's going on, brother?
Good to see
Man,
you.
it is good to see you guys. Absolutely good to see you
What to
guys.
talk about? I'm not really happy with my season's earnings anymore. How about you guys?
What? All right, well, I guess that means I got to bring mine up.
It depends on how you calculate them, I guess. If you were depending on the card's value before, obviously that's all different now.
Yes. Well, I mean, just looking at the dollar value, right? And even if some of those cards were cents, right? I managed to maintain an average of about $50 per month over the 2 seasons. And looking at the last season that just ended, I am sitting at $8.42 for the 1 season. And that's substantially lower than what I've been earning.
Yeah, that's impressive. Well, I guess big question for me is like, outside of just looking at the thing that said 50, did you like cash out of any of that 50 to maintain a level of progress?
Nothing's cashed out.
So realistically, nothing's changed for you, right? Like
essentially, yes.
So I think that's where I would encourage the majority of our audience to, like, you know, if you were never selling your reward cards previously, do not be discouraged by the dollar amount because nothing's changed. In fact, you're getting more at this point, right? And so that's where, like, when I looked at mine, I was very happy with how many cards I got last season. A little disappointed with how many potions I got. I feel like
I was just saying I was very happy with my potions.
You got loaded on potions.
Yeah, I did.
Absolutely
okay.
Loaded.
Yes. Plus 100 on each, I think. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I got about 131 over the season, so not too bad, I suppose.
Yeah, so this is where I ended up. I didn't pull anything crazy, right? Like if you go on Twitter, right, you think everybody's pulling 3 gold foil legendaries in a chest, and statistically that's not happening. Just in case everybody was curious.
Didn't? I thought that happened every chest for me.
Really? Wow.
No. I haven't gotten any gold foil legendaries. I got lots of cards. I was very happy with my pulls overall. Yeah, dollar values way down, and depending on what happens with deck, it's going to be weird. But the cards are cool. Lots of new cards. It's lots of fun. So
it's nice to get all the new cards. I didn't get any summoners though. Is anybody lucky enough to draw a summoner?
Yeah,
we got a gold foil one. I was pretty happy with that.
I haven't pulled a gold foil one, but I have the dragon one up to bronze. I have the blue one, the nymph, up to level 3 now.
That's quite a few.
Death ones, bronze. Still don't have green though. Green is only level 1 or whatever.
Well, 3 summoners at certain levels is way more than I've got. I've got 0. So
wow. So you wait a whole season without pulling a single summoner?
Not one summoner. I pulled lots of cards, but 0 summoners.
That's crazy. Yeah. Now I will say, go ahead, Tails. You want to share anything?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, for my personal account on my main, I have 2 summoners at level 2, 1 at level 3, and the 2 at level 2 are almost to level 3. So pretty
Wow.
much in one season, I'm probably close to silver for 3 out of 6 summoners. The rest are at like level 1.
I mean, yeah, I'd
So
probably say you're
I'm
about
pretty happy.
halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that because that's 2 weeks. And honestly, as you mentioned, from a player perspective, I mean, the value here is tremendous,
Hmm.
much more so than previously. Even though
Yeah.
Splex or whatever you're using for reporting isn't showing it, just look at the screen that you had up, Rogue. Look at all those cards that are on the screen. It's flooded with cards,
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah.
and here's the thing. The way I look at it, and like I said, at this point, I'm just going with the flow. These are the game parameters that have been given to me, and I'm going to use them to my advantage. So I'm going to farm on my main, these summoners. I'll probably, once they get to gold level summoners and cards, um, I'll have to make a decision at that point. But I may take them completely up to max level, or I may switch to another account and farm that next account up to uh, gold and repeat. The question is where the scale is going to be best. If it's going to be at diamond slash champion, or if it's going to be at gold. Like many accounts at gold or a few at champion. But this is the world we live in now, where basically what we are forced to do is farm the soulbound reward cards because there's value in the reward cards because the value that they can earn moving forward. And I
Mhm.
promised Icy Flow wouldn't use forevermore in my
I
uh,
saw that.
my my my
Anytime somebody
discussions.
jumps in a comment and starts with, first of all, I'm like, oh, oh, that's spicy.
You got a lot
So,
of
so,
stuff to say.
so I'll,
Clearly.
I'll say
Mad.
indefinitely or something like that moving forward. But the point is my main account will probably just be an alt account that's set to farming now, and I'll delegate or move my cards over to an account that will then subsequently farm to the whatever desired level I need, and then I'll keep switching and just keep creating accounts that once they have the requisite level of soulbound reward cards, we'll just farm SPS indefinitely at that point in time. And again, this is the system that we're left with.
Mhm.
Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I mean, you can determine that. But
Yeah.
these are the rules of the game that bot farms are playing with. And if it's good enough for the gander, it's good enough for the goose, right? So, from my perspective, I think it's interesting. Is it the way Splinterlands should be played? I don't know. I mean, this is the way it's going to be played, at least for the foreseeable future, until something changes. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So I think one of the things that I've what I'm also very curious. They printed a full reward set. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
They included summoners from every splinter. But if you get this entire set up to max bronze,
Yeah.
can you even win in bronze with just these cards? Like
So
that's the
here's
next question mark for me.
Yep, and,
Is
and here's the answer to that is undetermined at this point, Rogue. But here's what I
Mhm.
would say to that: the the rating inflation, if the rating system isn't adjusted or fixed, you don't even need really to win 50% of your battles to
Right.
climb up above your
Well, I
your
agree.
grade level, basically, right? So it's all
I agree.
about brute force and numbers, and it's
Yeah.
about bots basically just inflating the rating. So if all the bots are doing the same thing that I'm doing with the same
Yeah.
cards, I will achieve
Then
silver
you
or
will get,
gold or
yeah.
higher. So it's not
Mhm.
about can the cards win. Who cares if they can win? They can maybe win at 48% and be a losing team. But as long as I'm earning SPS and I'm, getting to the right league levels to get part of that reward share, I mean, as a bot or as an automated account, it doesn't have to be winning. No one's keeping your percentages and tracking your win loss ratio. This isn't for pride or stats.
No,
This is
but
now
it
simply
is
a
dependent
printing
on the
green.
majority of the population having the same deck as yours, right?
Mhm.
Like if we put these decks against Chaos Legion, they probably like bot v bot. Like the current bots today with a bot only equipped with these cards maxed, like I don't know if you could. right? That's the question mark. But I do know, because that's what we're seeing with Chaos Legion, is at the end of the day, if enough bots just literally run the same deck, then yeah, you do get that 50%, 50%, right? And you will climb 100%.
I
So
mean,
I do see that point.
you would be embarrassed by some of the teams I was fighting in Diamond late in the season.
Really?
Oh
So
yeah.
no, I was fighting
Right.
one
Was it
BCX
me?
teams in Diamond.
What?
No, it wasn't you, Lorcas. I was fighting
God.
one BCX teams in Diamond 2 seasons
Was
ago
it
when I
me?
started on the second to last day. So it doesn't take, this is not rocket science or strategy, or it's like, oh, my Ferox defender isn't as good as your, living lava or whatever. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's simply a numbers game, and it's just basically, run the teams, and sometimes you'll get lucky with RNG or whatever, and it gets you what you need. So,
So I
this
guess
is
when I was listening to your video, one of the things that crossed my mind was this all makes sense. Totally makes sense. Why were the bots? Why were the bots selling reward cards last time instead of just combining and loading up counts to print SPS forever with those reward cards?
because it was more profit for them to sell the reward cards than to earn the SPS. Now they can only earn the SPS, right? That's
So
the
you're saying we're
difference.
just forcing the hand at this point. Like the strategy is the same, but the more profitable option was to sell. I don't know. Realistically, I think that's short-sighted, right? Sell something for a penny today, or what's the word? In indefinite, in forevermore. SPS.
Is
You're
so
gonna get me in trouble.
yeah, look,
You know,
Oh my god.
so because that was what I was thinking about. Because like in your video, you specifically talk about, it's like, yeah, maybe these are, but like very easily you could just get some of the reward cards and help supplement it, and like it would be even more competitive. And that really just the cost of entry is non-existent for somebody to just set something up that could print pennies essentially forever, right? Um, and yeah, like I just in my mind I was like, well, why weren't any of the bot farms doing that before?
Yeah, I think Virus has a point here, and I think at the end of the day, for the bot farmers, it's really about, what can I get today, because the future or tomorrow is not guaranteed. They could stop the bots, they could change their policy, crypto could be outlawed in the U.S. Just give me my money today. Let me take my money, and I'll be happy with it, because at the end of the day, it's free. I mean, they're just. I mean, technically, you could just sit on a beach and watch your bots run and just cash out every day.
yeah,
And why wouldn't you? Is it about the long-term strategic goal? Maybe for some bot farmers, maybe some bot farmers are looking at long-term options and trying to, game the system to maximize earnings at at higher levels. But many are just like, hey, I've got, let's say, 3,000 or 5,000 farms at bronze. Each of those is printing 3 cents a day. Could they print more? Yeah, but guess what? I'm making like $200 a day doing nothing
yeah,
with bronze accounts. So why do I have to change anything, right?
Yeah.
So could they get greedy and try and make things more complicated and level up and keep the cards and do all kinds of other stuff? Sure. I'm sure some of them did. Most of them didn't, just said, hey, $200, thanks. Cha-ching. Next.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean I can definitely see the argument here, and I also believe it more than I have in the past, because I'm also called to pursue a model similar to this. I think I'm very interested in these reward cards. And so at this point, with the rental market the way that it was, I set up an alt account, and I'm letting a bronze account essentially just do whatever it can do. Now, because I have a full bronze deck, Chaos, Rift Watchers, and all that, like I've fully loaded it to the gills, right? And it plays up to max silver easy and climbs into gold. Um, you know, better than the majority of the bots out there. But after your video today, I did feel very called to test the hypothesis at this point. And So one of the things that I will be doing is I will be running an account strictly off rentals, um, trying to figure out the optimal rentals to push as far as I can for the lowest cost, generates reward cards in this way, and then along the way, part of this journey will then to be once I get a max bronze or like a max set of reward cards, I will turn off the rentals and see what just the reward cards in a bot can do for the penny printing machine, because I think these are all metrics that I am just generally curious about at this point. Because yeah, you're right, the opportunity is there, and so I'm going to dive into it myself and see what it looks like. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, certainly let's test the water and see what we see. I mean, again, until all the data's in, we won't know maybe for a month or two later, maybe even longer to see what the data shows us. But the point is if you're doing it, I'm doing it, if everyone's looking at doing it, you gotta think the bot farmers are loving this scenario.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, potentially. I think one of the things that I'm still like that cost, like I'm starting from scratch. It's going to be really interesting. What do I have to start with? How long do I have to go before like maybe the SPS starts to like equal out with the DEC on a 25% unstaking schedule? Like what does that look like and how easy is it to maintain? Because that's where, like, if we get to the point where the rentals are not as cheap as they are currently, there's going to be thresholds that like bots can't cross then anymore. And I'm curious to see what those look like at this point.
Yeah, I mean, certainly any prediction or any analysis we do here on February 15th, 2023 is going to be different than, let's say, August or December. Maybe land is released, maybe SPS player staking is released. These are all variables that can be released that can change the equation. Like, for example, my strategy this last season was different than my strategy the season before. That's how fast things are moving. So don't
Yeah.
assume that just because this is what we're saying this week, that this is what it's going to be indefinitely. So, but what I find kind of, how should I say, what I find kind of interesting are the comments in the community that say, well, this is going to be fixed by player staking. This is going to be fixed by land. This is going to be fixed by this or that. And it's like, okay, but when player staking, when land, when all these magical fixes, and how much damage is done in the interim.
Yes.
That was really my point of the video, not to say that the sky is falling, but to say, hey, there is a problem. And if you don't think there's a problem, we can have a debate about that for sure. Now, you can recognize that there is an issue, right? There is a potential loophole or exploit here. Then we can have the discussion on how do we fill that gap long term from a game mechanic perspective, and how could we fill it short term, or if there is even a need to fill it short term. But so many people are just want to say there's not a problem here, this is not real. And I look at the data and I say, I don't know if you can say that without providing some facts other than say you don't believe it, because I'm providing you facts, I'm providing you data as we have it.
I believe we're dealing with kind of like an ostrich head in the sand here type of thing, right? People are not really willing to address the issue, which is the bots. And
I was going to say we had a different head problem. We have a Hydra, and every time you cut off one, another pops up. So maybe we have hydras and ostriches. Head analogies you got, Rogue?
Ostriches are fighting hydras.
Now, that's really interesting. And the issue stems from the team, right? Them not really willing to take the bots on head on. They're doing all of these side things to supposedly address the bot problem instead of taking the bot problem on directly.
So I have a
Well,
question for you then, Damour. What does that mean to you, taking on the bots directly? What would that look like?
And ultimately, I don't really have an answer there, honestly. The things that they've tried would have been things that I would suggest. And we've tried them and they've been unsuccessful. The other argument here is look at games like World of Warcraft. And I've made this, comparison many times before. They have a bot issue. Even though they've banned bots, they still have a bot issue. So can we really do something about it? Maybe we can't. Maybe it's always going to be a cat and mouse game. Now the bots are winning, and then the game is winning, or the community is winning, and then the bots are going to win again, and then we have to change something again. It's always going to be an ever-evolving system trying to combat these bots. I don't see it working in any other way, honestly.
Yeah, and I'll just add to the point, and just to make this at least crystal clear from my perspective is, Soulbound reward cards have been out in the wild for 2 weeks. So we can't expect big changes or, clairvoyance from the development team necessary to kind of predict all of these issues. So we have to give them time to look at the data, react to it, and then perhaps put a plan in place. So to be very clear, I'm not trying to throw any shade at the Splinterlands development team to say, hey, this is a problem. Why haven't you fixed it yesterday? No, that's not the issue at all. The issue is that this is something we're seeing after one season. Let's identify it, and then let's monitor the data, look at the data, and see, what, if anything, needs to be done. And the bot issue is obviously separate. We can obviously talk about that until we're blue in the face. But for this particular issue, this is a new system. It's a new change. There's going to be growing pains. So don't confuse at least my video from earlier today to say this is a critique on the team. Certainly not at all. It's just to say here's what I'm personally seeing, and this might be something that we identify and look at, and give the team time to work on their side to see if anything needs to be done. So just to be clear on that side as well.
Sounds like you're covering your ass there, Tails.
No, because I think people I guess just assume that if you identify an issue that you're personally attacking or critiquing someone's life story and work, and that's not the case here, right? We're all stakeholders in this ecosystem. We're all on the same boat here, right? So we all want what's ideally best for the game, and we have to work within the parameters of this ecosystem. So the point in videos is to, again, there's no, yeah, exactly, Darius. But seriously, so they have this community, right? So Weird Beers put up this community forum or community group or community leaders or whatever. This is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to take feedback and identify issues and bring it back to the development team. That system isn't in place today. So what vehicle do we have to get messages to the team that we want to be heard on? Well, we can talk about it on Twitch. We can talk about it on Twitter. We can talk about it on YouTube. We can talk about it on streams like this, right? This is the method that we have to get feedback to the team. Now, until a better method is in place, we'll continue to use these methods to communicate. So that's what I'm saying. Again, for those in the community that are upset for any type of data that's being exposed or explained, I think that is a misguided
If I can, I'd like to add on a little bit there, Tails. Even when there is this other channel of going through these community leaders, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't talk about these things on your channel, because that's more exposure to the community to make sure that people are aware of these issues, so they can also bring these same issues. One person bringing it to community leader is not the same as 24 or 100 bringing the same issue. So spreading that information is going to be valuable even when this other system's in place. So I don't want to discount what you're doing, even then.
Shooting the messenger has the effect of the people who need to know things not knowing the things they need to know. You prevent that information.
When you shoot the messenger is dead and you don't get more messages.
Exactly. Simple as that, right? And that's essentially what will happen. If you keep attacking the guy that's giving you information, he's going to stop giving you information, and that's a loss for you. Don't do that.
Don't start giving us information, Tails.
Yeah. Don't shoot the
Certainly.
messenger.
Don't stop believing. So did you guys look at the print rates on like this season so far? Kind of generally where they compare to previous.
No, we were
reward
supposed
cards?
to revisit this week, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm glad Tails is here, because we had our season and we're doing the thing. And so yeah, I think I was looking at here. I probably need to stop share entire screen.
Yeah, I think Kyokiz and Splinter Cards has the data, and Aftersound actually did a video earlier this evening on the topic, and we can definitely chat about it. The data here.
Yeah. So looking at it from a season perspective, just so that everybody knows, a season, you get 2 seasons a month. I'm pretty sure they're timed out specifically in that way, because we had a really short season last season, start of February, and it's not rigid. Like, it's not always 15 days. It's not always 16 days. They have a little bit of play. So 2 a month, you get 24 seasons a year, right? So looking, essentially we're 24 hours after season end. So it's a pretty safe estimate that enough people have opened up their end of season chests, and the people that have continued with their dailies probably offset the ones that haven't opened up end of season, right? So like you can pretty much safely say this is one season's worth of data here. So we're looking at 2,600
I'm definitely not
legendaries
going
left.
to open my season chest right now.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Do it on stream. Share.
It's for an alt.
Sure. Well, I guess that answers my question. Lorcas, do you have an alt? Yes, he does.
Yeah, this is. I can do it. I can show it if you want. It's not that
yeah.
interesting. It's just silver.
What do you mean it's not, bro? These are all brand new cards.
Okay. All right. I gotta go find this tab.
So 300,000 printed in the first season of a common card.
Commons. Yeah.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Times
real
it by
quick.
20. Was it 24?
24.
You get your yearly.
So that's
it's going to be less. Yeah, like 7 million and change.
7.4
and the
million.
Pellicore commons for Chaos Legion reward cards were 8 million.
Mm-hmm.
The difference here is that there's twice as many Soulbound reward card commons. So actually your print rate is closer to 15 million a season for all the commons when you compare them apples to apples.
Yeah. Ooh.
Which is crazy when you consider that the Chaos Legion Pellicore set, right, had, those were selling for half a penny because there were so many of them. So basically, if for some reason all of these Soulbound reward cards were unlocked, there would literally be twice as many.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is a great pack. 3 packs in silver.
Did I see
that right?
It's gold. Sorry, it's gold.
Gold.
Yeah, 3 packs so
gold
far.
foils too.
Gold foil 4 packs. Come on.
This was a good one.
Let's
go. Really good pull.
Oh, but I lost out on potions.
No potions. Well, you got to give somewhere. You got to give somewhere.
Dead serious. That's where I feel like in all my chests, like I'm falling behind on potions. But yeah, so looking at it from the common perspective, yeah, it looks like we're definitely in 1 year we are printing commons faster than we were the other reward cards. 100%.
How is that possible using potions? Like that it feels wrong, doesn't it? Like what am I missing?
I think we're missing how many accounts are in bronze at this point, because
that totally makes sense. Okay, yep, I'm with you.
Because in the last reward set, like when we were done with the rewards from the previous, commons were the only ones that hit their print run. I think even Oceanus, the original legendary, with Bilchka and Harklaw, I think they were only at like 66% on their print.
I hadn't bought as many as I wanted long term for those. I thought I still had time.
Yeah, so they're only at 138. They were supposed to be at 200,000, right? So, but yeah, the timeline here though was what, 15 months? Is that where we were at for these while they were in print?
I think
I would
after Sam
believe you to
mentioned it
say
was
so.
18 months.
Was it 18? I mean, I guess how long have I been playing?
Yeah, it's about as long as
Seems-
I've been playing, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because I got pretty much zero of the old reward cards, like 10 or something.
September is when I started. So September, October, November, December, January, February, 5. So yeah, about 17, 18 months.
Okay.
Because they were there when I started. So it was
And what's that total
already.
number on the? It's 8 million. 8 million exactly, right?
Yeah, so that was 8 million in a year and a half,
Divide
and
by
we're
8.
printing 7.2 in 1 year, right?
Divide by 8.
So
So
already,
that's
kind of a clippier pace than what we were at there. But if we look at like rares, 1.8. If I did the math on that one, what were we at? 1.7. If somebody's got the other one up,
let me get to it. Sorry. So the
73
rares
times 24.
73,000. Okay. All right. So just remember this number. So for the old reward set, it was 222,000 per season, right? On the commons. Delete that number. So 72,828 times 24. That's 1.7. 1.7 million.
Yeah, so 1.7 million rares, and we're about that, I think, after a year and a half. So rares are clipping along faster. Epics,
They are all definitely faster, and I don't think
I don't
that's a
know
good
if they
idea.
are though. The legendaries, I think, might be going a little bit slower.
Really?
What
Okay.
about epics? Where does
Let's
the
do this.
inflection point?
Let's
Is
do
it
this.
legendary or epic?
264 on the epics on a
So-
year.
So
So,
epics.
so here's the interesting fact is there's twice as many commons, rares, and legendaries in the Soulbound reward set versus the Chaos Legion reward set. Epics, though, are limited to 1. So they're
So-
at the same number.
275
I see.
for
Yeah, but
the year.
theoretically, you're supposed to be pulling them faster. We are way low on epics. Way low. The original epics printed 704,000, and we're only doing 250 some
275.
thousand a year.
Yeah. So that one is lower. That one is lower. Strangely, I'm not sure why though. I don't really understand the logic here.
I've never gone back and compared what the drop rates were because we actually did spend. How much of the original reward printing did we spend with the original? You only get so many chests a day. Like 5 wins gets you like your
Not
daily.
much.
Really? I felt like it was a while. I think it was like the first 6 or 7 months I was playing.
It
wasn't
was
the last-
all
definitely.
perspective of time. It
Yeah.
could have
Oh,
been a
right.
week. It could have been. could have
Look,
been
it was a
better.
couple of months for sure, but yeah,
I need Sinister to bring me data.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Near
maybe
that.
that was it. But
Um,
yeah, I think. And then yeah, last but not least, looking at the legendaries, we had 138 for the originals.
64,000 for the new Soulbound. So,
So a third.
lower for sure.
So how do you feel about that in general? Because that seems good to me. Overprinting commons and rares doesn't seem that bad if you're underprinting legendaries. and
Legendaries
I
and epics.
also
Yeah.
agree since they're doing away with collection power, and so just having a bunch of these doesn't inherently make you be able to do anything more.
Right.
Once they do away with that, and then like right now, these don't have any CP anyway, so they don't help in any direction where that's concerned. So yeah, I don't know. I'm fine, I guess. It's very interesting how how rare these legendaries are going to be.
You mean
Because I
legendaries?
feel like I'm
Legendaries.
pulling them way more than I was before, and that makes me happy. But there's so many that like I'm still going to need to go to the market for them. So like that's almost I like that. I like that. Like instead of just having the 3 legendaries, they created 12. And so now, even though they're printing more legendaries, right? Because the rate wasn't a quarter, or the rate wasn't a quarter of what they were printing the originals. So we are still printing more legendaries, but spread out over 12 unique. So
Fewer mech
it's
cards.
There's less of them in total.
mhm.
Being
But-
spread over more. Okay.
But yeah, I was kind of shocked about that because yeah, you would think, right? This is the first time we were able to use potions to upgrade like commons to the more to epics and legendaries, but it didn't, like they're still being printed like nobody's business. That's crazy.
Well, I need more legendaries, that's for sure. I only got half the summoners.
Nice.
Mm.
I pulled 3 legendaries and I pulled them all in pairs.
Oh,
And so as a silver player,
wow.
I'm just like cool.
That feels good. That feels
I can only do like the level 1 still, and I'm just like right in the middle. And it's usually then when I'm just like I was as soon as I got him, I was like I need to go to the market. I need to just get the 3rd one so I can like
I know,
Just-
right? It's just you just want to do it and you can't. Wait your
Yeah.
turn.
Yep, yep.
It's going to be
Hurts a bit.
interesting as well for the bot services like the Archmages, the Xbots, and the Splintermates, etc. How they handle the level checking of reward cards, especially for players at Diamond, Champion, and Gold, for example. You know, because
It's
for
been
example,
using
if you
them
have
on my bronze account or my silver account, it plays into gold. It does okay. I mean, it's 1 BCS cards in gold, so it doesn't matter that much.
right, but if you play a level 2, let's say Ferox Defender that doesn't have repair in Champion, that's a bad play. You're probably
Yes,
going to lose
right.
that match. So the question is how they'll adapt their software to either allow you to say, hey, don't play these underlevel cards on my account and have some kind of selection for them, or if they do that dynamically, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But that is a variable. I mean, that they'll have to address at some point.
Yeah.
If they haven't
Yes.
already and just didn't tell us.
But yeah, it's really
I haven't
interesting.
because I haven't seen any underleveled played on my champion account. Or diamond champion account. It seems to be doing just fine there. So they're doing something okay. They're playing them on the lower level, but not that one.
Yeah, I'm almost concerned that, or one of the things that I'm most concerned with is, like, if the bot's trying to play optimal stuff, like, is it ever going to go after my reward cards? You know, like, because does it even know what to do with Martyr? Like, was it programmed to recognize the ability, or is it pulling battle history data, and it'll take X amount of weeks or months till, like, there's enough proof that Fungus Flinger is flipping awesome and needs to be squeezed into like every lineup
Besides
ever.
the artwork, is that what you're saying?
Oh my goodness, no! The Martyr is my favorite ability.
It's really cool.
I'm in love with it. When you park that correctly, and you're just like I think my opponent's gonna play a deep lurker, and then they play a
Or
deep
like a
lurker, and you're
poison rule set.
I got you. Oh, I love it. It feels good. Trying to think of some of the other reward cards. I absolutely love my Crow. The where's he at? Yeah, he's the one that's got
Oh, virus.
got
We didn't see
Fortify.
any. There could have been, but we didn't. We could have been somewhere, but none of the ones that we watched had any.
Ravenhood Warden.
Damour, if you want to put his question up so that makes any sense.
Good Warden. Okay, there we go.
But yeah, the Ravenhood Warden is probably my favorite reward card to be playing with right now.
Absolutely, because death, having protect on the death team, you really, prior to recently, you can only really
With
get
Lux
that with
Vega.
well, either Lux Vega or like before that, the Tower Griffin, right? The neutral card. And death is, if you ever played Waka and were frustrated by the ineffectiveness of Waka, it's because you didn't have access to protect and to keep your cards on the board so they could actually do that splash damage, basically not splash damage, but damage over time with Waka. So that card's huge for death. Same thing with the Ferox Defender for fire for the protect. Death and fire getting protect in essentially common cards are huge, especially
You're
at
saying
silver
Waka is
level.
going to make a comeback?
Well, I didn't say that. I just said he'll be,
Heard it here
he'll
first.
be happier.
You heard it here first, people. Waka OP now.
Let's not get too crazy.
I'm playing nothing but Waka from now on.
Not financial advice.
Not
So you know.
So we've actually got quite a few proposals now in the system. I feel like last time I checked, we didn't really have any. But then the last one we had was the Chaos Legion, and then we had the land. Oh yeah, actually, let's talk about that because I was very adamant against the land tax before. So I'm actually really curious if this swayed anybody's opinion. So the new land starter kits. What do you guys think about that? Oh, one, are you familiar? And two, what do you think?
I don't hate it. I don't think I have a strong opinion on it. So maybe I'm like the worst person to comment on it. I think that if they need something to boost coffers, it's not the worst way. It's potions, I think, are a really good way for revenue to flow to the organization that runs this. So I don't hate that idea at all. I didn't hate it the first time, and I don't hate it now.
So if I remember right, this goes back to kind of the argument we had last week. When you say coffers and revenue back to the company, you're talking about just by increasing the value of the assets that they hold, right?
No, just the things that. So is this one? This one's getting burned. Is that what the thing
burned.
is?
Everything's a burn.
Yeah, it's much more secondary that way. Where potions are not a burn for packs. I like that
potions
better.
Are a burn.
Are they?
Yeah, 100%. That's the potions and guild buildings are the only burn mechanisms that we have, unless you buy them with credits. If you buy your potions with credits, that's revenue for the team. But DEC is just a burn.
Okay, interesting. And the land packages
thank
are
God
also
somebody
going
fact
to
check
be
me.
Going to be a burn.
I bet you're right. I mean, functionally, I think that they probably count that as very similar. Burning deck and getting credits is probably very similar to their bottom line.
Yeah. Sorry, what were we saying, Damour?
So is the land packages also going to be, the DC paid for it will be burned as well?
Yes.
Okay.
The proposal is the things that you buy when you survey to part of your starter kit, those are all burned.
Okay. Well, for the economy, I think that's great. For the company, I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but I suppose the reason they brought it in was because of the tax complaints, right? We're saying the community.
But I mean, what are they going to do with 10K deck? Like burning it is just fine for them too. So.
Well, I mean,
10K the flywheel meme
multiplied by
flywheel.
How many plots? 150,000 plots.
Where is it, Crit? So we need it. Bring it up. I've now called you 3 things in this stream.
Yeah. So Damour, what are you thinking?
Look, I like it. I think it's good. The more DC we burn, the better, right? The closer we get to where we want to get. Speaking flywheel in action, right? Our little hamster friend falling out and, bobbing nobbing. Maybe that happens. Maybe it actually does kick in and start working properly, right? I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I think it's interesting that both Damour and I like this idea, but we have different opinions on deck for cards for making sold on reward cards sellable.
Dude, that last week blew my mind. I had to just sit and process. I felt like that dude in the memes where he's just kind of like he's sitting on the park bench, he's like staring off into a field, and he's just like he's in the pool, just kind of like. That's how I felt for a week. I'm like, what is Lorcas trying to tell me? What am I missing? Oh, there's some fundamentals I must be missing here.
But yeah,
Sales, potions, not potions, starter packs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, the only the only difference between really the potions and the starter packs is the price for heavily invested landowners just tripled. So
Right?
be
Yeah.
careful what you ask for. So yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, either way.
it's really interesting that I'm also for this 100%. Like when I read it, I was like, this is a way better thought out like way of rewarding people for burning DEC. There's an opportunity for them to do something, and they will get instant rewards for it, right? And they're more uh they're guaranteed also, I guess, is the other fundamental aspect of this that I appreciate is it's not a percent odd increase, which a percent odd increase for something that they haven't developed yet, but they're literally saying like your
You're
first
gonna get
building,
something. Yeah,
like
you're gonna
your
get
first
something.
building is huge, right? We had no idea what that was going to look like. 48 hours of time crystal, I think just generally, like, I think we could appreciate 48 hours of speed up, especially early while, everybody's
Well, I
kind of
mean,
scrambling to get something. And then honestly, the big one is the unstable totem. I love the unstable totem. I thought that was a fantastic idea to uh essentially
to give people
just
a
like,
taste of the totem, right? So they get the FOMO going on
yeah,
the market. That's
and
what we want.
specifically a legendary one, like a legendary totem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then have it be locked to the first 30 days. It's like this is what you're gonna do for the 30 days. It's not something, and so like you will it's because I've played many games like that before where like as soon as you start the game, they've loaded you up on a bunch of items, you're learning the game, you're trying to figure something out, blah blah blah, and they're giving you time, they're giving you extra lives, they're giving you blah blah blah, they're giving you like 20-minute bonuses, blah, 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 to keep you engaged, right? Keep you engaged. And so, like, for the first 30 days, you got a legendary totem on your lot. You're just like, I got a farm. Let's go. Like, you're not going
Yeah,
to
I
look away
mean,
for 30 days.
just
what's
sounds like
interesting.
you're pitching like how to be a drug dealer. Like you just take away the content. It's great.
Yes.
Drugs are bad. Okay. No, but
Drugs
what's
are bad,
interesting
okay?
is, to your point, Rogue, is before with the land potions, you as a, when you surveyed your land and you got, a common or a rare, whatever you got, you didn't see the impact of that 10,000 DEC that you just paid. There was no
Yeah.
value had if they pushed
Nope.
that proposal. Maybe you got something good, maybe you didn't. And if you didn't get anything good, you just wasted 10,000 DEC. In this case, you're actually, to your point, you're seeing value. You're seeing the
getting
results of your 10,000 DEC.
Yes.
And just to clarify, and I think Virus mentioned it as well. Yeah, they did originally in the original proposal say there was only supposed to be one per plot, one choice per plot. But Matt clarified on the town hall and I think updated the peak posting to say they can buy one of each maximum per plot. So you can actually spend 30,000 DEC per plot now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't
Very
realize there was
excited.
different packages. Okay.
Yep. 3 different 10K packages. You don't have to do it all at once, which is also, in my opinion, good. Because
What is the
maybe some people
difference
don't want,
between the packages? Is it a different building or a different what is?
No,
what is
the one is a building. The
Yeah.
one is 48 hours of
a time
time
crystal?
crystals,
Okay.
and then the other one is the unstable totem. So
Oh.
those are the 3 things.
Okay. I thought the time crystal and the totem was in each package. Okay. All right.
No. So yeah, and it is really funny that they did triple the amount of DEC that was going to get burned. They were like, okay, better idea. You don't like tax,
Triple
but if I triple it and give you time crystals
You'll
or
love
a
it.
totem that'll break in 30 days. You're like, sold.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
getting something for it. So
Take my money. Take my money.
Take my money.
Take my money.
Like a door-to-door salesman. This bad boy will last you 30 days. It'll be the best 30 days of your life.
And then what do you do after that? Can I buy another package?
No,
No.
you're on your own. It's
No.
real life at that point. That's real Pretoria.
go find your
You're
own
on your
dealer.
own. But yeah, I thought that was and I hope that goes through really well, because that other one was really contentious. And if we could be very contentious about the one, very back and forth, and then have a follow-up come through and see a noticeable shift, not have it go from like 66% to like 69 and then now it passes, right? Like 60 to 75, 80, like a noticeable shift, not like one neutral crossed the line, right? And he's just like going to the other side to vote once. I think that would go a long way for the community. So here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. This virus saying. It would be funny when they say you only have so much storage. Yeah, everybody that went for like the arena or some other, and only the people that their first building was a storage is gonna get the full benefit of the flipping. They're like, yeah, I built an arena. Yeah, I built a castle or whatever. And the dude's like, yeah, I built a barn. They're like, you suck. And he's the only one getting like all of the resources.
Only one able to, yeah, because he can actually store it. He's got place. This is why I think, changing the topic a little bit to the committees and the land committee, right? The discussions going on there right now about getting certain, or large tracts of land working together, right? So one arena over here, a storage unit over there, or something else here, and everything, working together to produce maximum. I think that is critically important for us.
Yeah, it's still a lot of unknowns, honestly. I think that land 1.5 white paper thing, I think that's going to answer a lot of questions. But, until then, I'm still thoroughly confused. I still don't know why everyone's not going to build an arena and just farm pennies forevermore.
Indefinitely.
We like Forevermore now. We're back.
Yeah, I'm all about Forevermore. I think I should change my hashtag to hashtag Forevermore.
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna do in all my Splinterlands tweets. I'm gonna go hashtag Forevermore.
Okay.
Damour, you should change your name
to
Forever Damour. Forever Damour. I love it. It's a great name. So yeah, then the other one that Gene's got out there right now for voting in SPS is trying to reserve some chaos packs for continuing to do that in chess till Rebellion gets here. What do you guys think of that?
I think that's a great idea.
My hot take on the whole thing. The community votes for let's burn all the Chaos Legion packs, and now the community is scrambling and trying to fix their fuck up. Oops. And saying, now we need to save packs. Why did we burn them in the first place? But here we are.
I like both decisions. I like burning the packs and I like saving the packs. I think it's a perfect combination because we need to be done with this set and we also need rewards. We weren't going to sell out of those last 3 million all at the same time. Like that wasn't going to happen.
What's going on, Dave? Dave's, wow. I played Dave earlier today. Oh yeah, so for those of you who don't know, if you see me in modern now, like that's real me now. That's not a bot. I'm playing for now because I figured it out. Okay, so last season I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do some leaderboard stuff, but like I was chill and I wasn't really doing anything early, and then rating inflation got too crazy, and so like I literally couldn't climb to the top. That final day was like 3 points at a time in Bot City, and I'm just like, I can't go. I'm like 300 points away. I'm at 98th place, and I'm still 300 points away from like 25th. And I'm like 3 points at a time. I'm like, I can't. Like, so now this season, I'm actually going to play it out like all season to try to maintain like that top 25 the whole season, not just like a final push at the end. Because seriously, rating inflation is nuts in silver. Like you have to stay, it's like snowshoes. You got to like stay above the snow the whole time. I think that's what I'm going to try this time.
That's the only way.
I like your analogy.
Good luck. Good luck is all I'm going to say. I did manage to, for the first time, get into Diamond 1 last season.
Hey.
I only stayed there for 1 or 2 matches, but I did get into Diamond 1.
That's great.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, Tails, what do you think about the packs?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's actually kind of a divisive proposal, surprisingly. I've seen both sides kind of pitched as far as the pros and cons. I think Hawks came out with a video today talking about the proposal.
Yeah.
I literally hopped into
Are you guys
Mav
related?
chat. Me and
I
Hawks,
think so.
Yeah,
brothers from another mother. No, we're not related directly.
positive. No, there's no way two sultry dudes that do PowerPoint presentations on Splinterlands for YouTube content like are not related.
You think that's genetic?
Yeah, it's got to be. There's
Finding two siblings that had the same interests seems like the farther fetched idea here.
Not at all. They are basically probably the same person actually. Tails might have split personality.
We have voice changers for that.
Modifiers, modulators.
You're like, hi, I'm Tails. Hi, I'm Hawks.
No, Hawks doesn't sound like that, bro. He's also got a deep voice.
I should have done it the other way. Like, hi, I'm Hawks. Hi, I'm Tails.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, you're right. Hawks has never been on my show. Call out Hawks.
Well, Hawks is not really a part of our community. He's part of the what is it? The Summoners tribe, isn't it?
He's part of the Splinterlands community.
He's part of the Splinterlands community, sure.
Yeah, we're all the same family, Damour. Don't be so divisive.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
okay.
Tails.
Fair enough.
Why
We're all
do you think
siblings
the
now.
proposal's divisive? You see how I brought it back?
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's great
Thanks.
moderating.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rogue.
That's some hosting.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's divisive because I think you have some in the community that are pack owners and would prefer to see the packs burnt to increase the value. I think there are others that say we want to add value to the players, like especially, and I've seen the pitch, and I think Hawks mentions it on his video to say, hey, it's the little guys in the bronze league that are going to get packs and be so grateful and helpful. And in reality, it's going to be the champion and diamond players getting most of the packs, and they already probably have packs on the side that they're already hoarding anyways. It's not like they're going to rip those open and necessarily add them to their deck. So I can see Hawks' argument there, and again, it's I think a matter of principle. What do you go, and like, for example, you can change your mind, right? And you can say, oh, maybe this was a bad decision, maybe we carve out something here, carve out something there, change our mind or whatever. But there's been a lot of wishy-washiness so far in these DAO proposals. There's been a lot of someone's got.
Oh, they're rolling up on your house.
It's time for my ride. Sorry, guys.
The sons of assholes are showing up.
But yeah, so I think it's interesting because yeah, I mean, me personally, and I have a bias. I mean, I own some Chaos Legion packs from an investment perspective that I would like to see it go up in value sooner than later. So I would prefer that they have been burnt yesterday, honestly. you know, and not necessarily be held over for another 6 months and available essentially on the market. But, you know, at the end of the day, do I have a strong feeling one way or the other? No. I mean, honestly, if it passes, fine. If it doesn't pass, fine. I mean, it's not going to impact my daily life, and it's not going to have, you know, game-breaking economy impacts on Splinterlands. So yeah, I mean, whatever the community wants, go for it. Is my opinion. I see both sides of the argument. I think they both have valid points, and you know, may the best side win, I guess.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's very. I can take a very I guess self-serving opinion here, and that's both of these work in my favor: burning packs, and then also reserving packs. Because I don't mind necessarily if there's more packs out there. I would love to collect more myself, but the packs being burnt and finishing off that last airdrop is what I've been waiting for to open my thousands of packs. Like, so I want that to get here. So to me, this just accelerates that. If you're going to reserve some, then we're there quicker. So
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, you are woof. We're like 12 days out for you.
I don't want to keep track. It's been too long at this point. It's basically tomorrow. Whatever.
So is this going to be a streaming
day,
party that we're
month.
going to be invited to?
I don't know if you want it to be.
Stream this?
Are we going to do the opening? That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Let's go. I'm with it. Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome, brother.
I got to pick up some more potions.
Yeah, we're gonna need some potions, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm for the packs. I've always been a player that very much appreciates when I get a pack. And I'm keeping my packs for opening. I too am holding on to many packs, waiting for the airdrop. I think it's up to 7, and so you know, I'm just as soon as we get
Hold
there,
them tight. Hold them tight.
them. It's hard. It's hard. You know.
You're really gonna tell me about how hard it is?
Nah.
Yes. Very hard. Have medication for it.
For people like Lucian, it is very hard. Almost impossible.
Oh wow, that's where we're going after the medication comment. Wow.
Well, she said she can't. She
I
cannot
just
do
don't
it.
understand. I'm confused. What? Wow. Okay. We're not doing phrasing anymore.
Phrasing. We should have. Honestly, I should probably queue up a little video or like a little cutaway of just Archer just being like phrasing.
Yeah, we need
just
that.
anytime, because we do it frequently, and it's almost like some of us are doing it on purpose. Guys, looking at you. So yeah, I think maybe a little cutaway like that would be nice.
So I like that point, Virus. I think what I like about it is that this is a good idea either way. Like even if it's even if there's very few new players that can actually get one statistically, if it's available, that it's a possibility, that's a reason for people to strive for it. And even if there's more that end up in people's stockpiles, I don't think it's going to make a big effect on the market, as Tails pointed out. So I think all in, it's hard for me to really see how it's super bad for the economy to do this. But
Yeah,
as I pointed out, it's doubly beneficial to me, so I'm all for it.
One comment that I have heard is that I've heard that those in favor of the proposal would be the large bot farm owners, because it is where they will get a majority of the value from their bot farms for the
Immediately
next 6 months.
sellable value, sure.
Yes, because the packs are, let's say they're $2 a piece or more in the future. That's a lot better than 2 cents for SPS, right? So the one comment I've seen is that, yeah, all the bot farmers are for this. So, you know, since they're mostly whales with a lot of, you know, supposedly SPS, they'll have an influence on the vote succeeding.
Interesting.
Yeah, bot farmers got to eat too. Just because it's good for them doesn't mean we have to say no to it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I guess I'm not all in for destroying bot farmers. Certainly, what I want to kill over bots is the easy extraction from the system, and the packs are a good way of extraction from the system to that end. So I think having it be a low probability means that they can play those odds still for a little while. But overall, I think just having that carrot is great for real players, whether bots farms benefit from it or not.
to Lazy Boy's point, sure, the bronze players, the new players, the novices, they are not really going to get much. You're right. It is few and far between, but it will feel good when they do get that pack pull, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And my bot just got 4-packs, so it's great.
Yeah. Well, that is a gold account, so not really a new player per se, but yes, I hear you.
Even second him. But yeah, no, I think it's been I enjoyed my first season with the new Soulbound reward cards. I like the direction that we're going on. I'm very grateful that I'm surrounded by people like Tails, who will call out the stuff kind of early, and just help us put eyes on it early. And address potential situations for the good of the game. He's wrong on a lot of things, but I think this one he might be onto something. He might be.
And by a
onto
lot,
something.
you mean none. But yeah, I gotcha.
Everybody has different definitions.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for forever Damour. Is that how we say his name now?
Forever Damour.
Forever Damour.
Forever Damour.
Yeah. So yeah, and Rogue can back me up on this. I mean, I talked to Rogue literally at the beginning of the season for Soulbound rewards about this issue.
As
And I
soon as
didn't
we
publish
pulled
it.
first test, he was like, "Nope."
But you have to admit, I mean, I didn't push out a video until the first season was over and I had some data to work with. So
Yeah. Nope, that was good. Very, very good journalism. Well done. Well done, sir. But yeah, last note that I do want to make for all of our YGG SPLers in the audience, Gap Season 3 has started. Okay. Just so that everybody is aware, if you make content, you should include this fun little image that you see here up in the corner, this YGG SPL image. You can see it on Damour's left, right? It's my left.
Yep.
You can see that image. Make sure you guys are including that in your posts, include it in your videos, and include it on just about everything. If you're putting it out there in the world, put it out there too. And make sure you're submitting those in the Discord for the community builder quest. If you are participating in SPS tournaments, everything starting yesterday. If you started an SPS tournament yesterday, and if you're performing well, submit that tournament for points, because that leaderboard has started. This this brawl that we're on right now is the first brawl counting for win rate percentages. So if you got to rent, especially you guys, Dragons, with your 33% win rate.
I just lost most of mine. Renting's not going to help me.
Lost already. Too late.
Too late.
No, it's not like it's not like not having cards is the issue. I'm just not going to beat the guys I'm up against. They are better than me.
They are very strong. I'm not going to lie.
I tried. I think I won one so far. I mean, we'll see what happens.
But
I
yeah,
managed to pull
also
out 2 wins.
So I have a question, Rogue. Should I have removed the YGG SPL logo from the video earlier today?
Oh no, absolutely not. One of us. No, you're good, brother. We do not have a censorship code yet. You might force us to make one.
Make sure that you're wearing enough clothing that we don't need a censorship code. That's all.
This man has never shown his face. Like, he's probably naked the whole time. Like, this is probably just how he does content.
Is he even a man? Is he not
So,
an alien?
so we've got a great censorship code. We're perfect.
Yes. Anyway. Tails and his naked brother Hawks doing naked content. Naked PowerPoint videos.
I'm sure glad we made it to this last point. Yeah.
So yeah, season 3 started, so make sure you guys are involved. If you're not in the YGG SPL Discord, get in there now. If you have any questions, please tag Damour, tag Lorcas, tag me, tag Tails. Tails will probably then tag me, but anyway, ask questions. We are all there and all actively involved, so if you have any questions, we can totally guide you through this. This is my 3rd time to the Ringers, so I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun when we start a new season, and I'm glad we've got a couple new YGG guilds joining us this time, which are pretty loaded with some talent. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the esports leaderboard does this time around, because there's some tournament players in YGG now. So very excited. Very excited. But other than that, that's what I had tonight. You guys got any other final thoughts?
Nothing in particular. I'm enjoying the game. Still stacking my chests.
Oh,
stacking my
I think
cards.
I can open up chests. I can open up chests. That's what we'll end on.
I am concerned about our economy at large, with us not really, as Tails pointed out, we have some issues. But other than that, I think we're okay.
All right, time out. Somebody is snoring or fireworks. What am I picking up in my mic here?
I hear some bird sound. Is that
a bird? It sounds like
Is
the
it-
wee-woo of
Is
like
it
a firework.
Is it a bird attached to a bottle rocket?
No,
Yeah,
it's
right.
It's just a bird. Just a bird. Just a normal bird.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Really derail. Tails, final thoughts?
No, I mean, I just posted an article that I just got forwarded by my wife, so that was interesting. You guys can check that out. About crypto.
Yeah. Old guys not knowing stuff about crypto. And
Oh
thinking
my
it's bad.
goodness. The most clickbait. I don't even want to. What a goof.
Thank you.
Charlie Munger. Old guys that need to keep their opinions to themselves.
I'm not proud of my country for allowing crypto. Oh my gosh. Oh, everyone.
Crypto bad. Crypto the devil.
I love it. Anyway, what are the glowing demon eyes behind Lorcus? Uh-oh. Oh, that's true. You do
All
got
right.
something over your
There's
left
definitely
shoulder.
something there. It's definitely something.
I think it's just this
Reflection.
piece. It's this metal joint on my ridiculously large desk that supports my spine.
Uh-huh.
It's a piece of shiny metal.
Shiny,
Not
shiny.
a demon. It's an
What?
angel.
Oh.
Well, it depends on what you think about
Cradling.
the creation of stainless steel. If you believe that is demonic, then perhaps this is a demon.
A demon indeed.
It's just an angel cradling Lorcus while he works and plays.
Chromium is the devil.
Yes, you heard it here first, guys.
When you add it to
All right.
steel. Ooh.
That's
We have
actually
chess.
terrible. Like, that's literally my line of work. Like, darn it. I'm screwed. All right. I got some chests. We're going to open these up, and then we're going to sign out for the night. So, let's see. I
Are you
already am back into gold, so that feels really nice. But I decided this season not to push up to diamond. I've been doing diamond season chests, gold regular, but this time I was like, you know what? I think quantity over quality when comparing gold and diamond. When I was looking at the numbers, I was like, maybe I just need more gold chests than I do like diamond. So I'm gonna give it a try this season, see what happens. But
Maybe you just need more diamond chests.
Well, there definitely might be something to that
Get good.
theory.
Get
Get
good.
good.
Because in the past, like for example, because for bots, like they could farm a lot of bronze and silver chests, they would get a lot of reward cards because the drop rate was still, I think it was like 33%. So if you're farming, let's say 20 bronze chests or whatever, you don't care at that point because you wanted the reward cards to drop to sell. So same thing with the Soulbound reward cards. You may not get the quantity stacks, like you may not get 5 in a stack, but in this example, you got how many reward cards there? 1, 2, 3 plus 3 more, 6 right there.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
It's not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Yep. I feel like silver, there's a huge difference between silver and gold though. I think. And especially potions. Like potions are like just pulling 8 in a pack, I think is nice for potions versus like 3-in-1. Just not a fan. And then honestly, just the full SPS that you can get more frequently in gold, I think goes a long way. So that's what I'm aiming for. This is the only day that I would be getting silver dailies. I'll be getting gold dailies from here on out, and I'm trying to get gold all season, honestly. So we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for my wonderful panel for joining me, talking Splinterlands, talking reward cards, talking all things feisty and divisive forevermore into the future.
Forevermore, we had to do that.
With forever tomorrow.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
But guys, I
I'm gonna have to
appreciate
say
you
in
guys. I
perpetuity
appreciate it.
just to make myself unique.
There you go.
I appreciate everybody in the audience. I appreciate this wonderful game that has united all of us. And guys, we will see you next week for another episode. We'll see you this weekend for the weekend challenge. So make sure you guys are subscribed to YGG SPL on Twitch, on YouTube, because we do this regularly, and we'll be around forevermore.
Oh,
Good night, everybody.
again. Damour the merrier, guys. See you next time.